What's up, guys? HTG Brian back with some more LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. This is Mos Eisley Free Roam, which is going to wrap up Tatooine. We're going to get 33 Kyber Bricks, 7 character tokens, a couple of ship tokens, as well as a data card. Now, we're also going to ring off a couple of trophy achievements, one called Fastest Hunk of Junk in the Galaxy for completing all of the races. Wow, that seems early. We got a couple levels left. We also got Gonk, which is for completing all of the Gonk missions scattered throughout. So we're going to finish up those. And last but not least, we got the Arcanis system, basically for finishing up this whole section of the galaxy. Now, if you've been following along, we just finished up old Coruscant space, and we're going to be moving along, but we got a couple of distractions first. First thing is, we got a Kyber a stud comet floating around here that we need to consume, as we still have not yet reached that 10 billion studdage. However, we're getting really close. Now, after this, we are going to take a quick detour. Yes, this is the mission for Tatooine, Mos Eisley, but we actually have a little bit of a conundrum. Turns out there is a required mission that needs to be completed on Bespin, Cloud City. Now, the same applies to Cloud City. There's actually a mission on Mos Eisley that needs to be completed there. So we have chose to go ahead and knock out one simple mission called the Cloud City Crasher on Bespin. And we're going to go ahead and jump into Cloud City real quick and knock that out. Now, fun fact for you, we're actually just going to jump straight from that collectible on over to Mos Eisley. And then once we return here, which this will be our next level that we will complete, Bespin, we'll just go ahead and start it off with this. So our counts will be on, and although you'll get to see this little segment twice, really, I feel like we're doing pretty good. We've made it all the way through free roam without having to jump and do too much planet hopping. And what I mean by that is that we have not had to take on a mission in another area that actually isn't relevant to the area we're trying to take on. But as it turns out, that's happening right now. So we're going to scroll down to the 12th mission called the Cloud City Crasher. And we're going to go ahead and target that so we can run right on over to it, which happens to be funny number away. So we're going to go ahead and make our journey on over there. Now, once we get about halfway there, actually, it's almost 3/4 of the way, really. Instead of going all the way down onto the ground, we're actually going to make a quick little hop up onto a balcony platform. It's actually coming up right around the corner here. In fact, instead of going all the way down to the next level, we're actually going to jump off to the left side of the stairway here. So here it is. I almost botched the jump too. Watch out. Luckily for my jetpack. Reason for that is that what we're looking for is up on this platform, and you need to get your grapple on to do it. And it's pretty hard to access the grapple point from down on the ground. So we found it just a little bit easier up top. Go ahead and jump, glide, and of course, grapple up there, take out the gold, and collect that ship token. That is actually going to complete the Cloud City Crasher mission. So very painless, right? Like, I thought this was going to be a little bit more difficult or pain in the old tuchus, but so in the Cloud City video that we'll do, we'll go ahead and continue right from this point and keep on with the keeping on, right? However, for now, though, we're going to go ahead and pull up our galaxy map and take a quick spin over to Tatooine and finish up Mos Eisley. As you can see, we got nothing going on here. 0, 0, 0, 0. And we're going to go ahead and make those all done did. All right, so here we are. We're actually landing on Tatooine, Mos Eisley. If you're just joining us on these free roam videos, we have removed most of the travel time, if not all of it. No speed ups or anything like that, because the characters have been upgraded to run a little bit faster. And as soon as we get here, we actually realize there's a Kyber Brick right up above us. So we're going to go ahead and use the old force and droid trick. But I make a little bit of a whoop-de-doo here. It turns out you're not actually capable of lifting a droid from the ground up to that level. Now, I was pretty sure that I had done it this way on the PS4 Go, on my scouting run. However, I always struggled miserably to get up there. I thought, oh, I can get this. Third time's a try, right? Nope. So I'm going to go ahead and drop it like it's hot and actually stand on this little device over here. So stand on the vehicle, call-in machine, and then just repeat picking them up, and you got lots of room now. And look at that. Welcome to Mos Eisley. Well, thank you. That's a nice little welcoming committee. All right, moving right along, we'll go ahead and pull up our map and target the next Kyber Brick. Actually, we're going to take a quick rumor real quick. As you guys know, I always recommend taking on the rumors as we run around because it actually will unlock or potentially unlock missions and quests and things that you have not yet found on your map, and it might actually allow you to target and follow after them, like this one right here. It was already here, but you get what I'm saying, though. The rumors definitely help save you some cash, too, some studdage, as, we're grinding away to get that 10 billion. And we get pretty close at the end of this video. I think we're like 9.5, 9.6 or something like that. But look at that. Keen eyes in Eisley. All right, next up, we've got a Gonk mission here. The Gonk-Stores Paradise. I thought this might have been like a Coolio reference, like, living in the gangsta's paradise, but living in the Gonk-Stores Paradise. I don't know if that's really where it is or not, but RIP to Coolio. If it was a reference, it hits a little harder now because Coolio has passed away since I'm sure this game was created. So, all right, we're going to follow the Gonk along and basically protect him. There are a series, I think there are 4 stops that we have to take out some baddies. And I definitely recommend using the lightsaber and, Jedi-wielding character just because of the fact that you could toss that saber, use the force push, and, I don't know, you seem to have a little bit more... I don't know. I guess fear created by them. They don't attack the Gonk as much. I feel like if you're somebody else, the Gonk's going to get attacked pretty heavily. And keep in mind, you actually have to protect him in order to complete this mission. So this is kind of a funny thing here. I knock Buddy back with the saber toss, knock him back again. He's out of sight, but he is not out of life. I actually have to go find him over on the corner, I believe. Oh, wait, no, never mind. It's the next guy. There's another section coming up here. My bad. Got a little ahead of myself. So, fun fact for y'all, I actually recorded this yesterday, and it's a whole new day. Also, fun fact for you, if you did not go to Bespin Cloud City and unlock that Cloud Crasher mission, this little animation would not happen for you. Now, it actually crashed the ship that we have secured from that last area right up on top there. And it's basically the same thing we just did. We got to climb up on top of that roof. We got to shoot a gold ship that has crashed. But this time it gives us a different character, or actually a ship token. So look at me. I'm not sure what's going on here. I literally was trying to force push that guy, and it was not working out. All right, remember a second ago I told you I knocked Buddy back, and I couldn't see him, and I had to find a different angle? That's right. It's a bit of a funny angle right here. Watch this. I knock him back again. And ready, and nope, third time's a charm. Yep. All right, here we go. Now he's there, but he's not gone. So I'm like, go ahead, show your face, buddy. And he doesn't, so I got to make my way over and around. Again, another fun fact for you guys, in these missions where maybe you feel like you've completed what you need to, but the actual mission itself isn't progressing, look on your compass down below on the left-hand side, and you should see some red dots. You can see there's actually a red dot that I missed, and I go ahead and take him out, and now we can keep on with the keeping on. Not before taking on a rumor, of course. I'm going to toggle over, I think, real quick, and oh, nope, I guess I'm out of here. I was going to go ahead and reassemble, but I guess I'll do that later. Fun fact 2, Gonks actually run faster. Lots of fun facts for you guys today. Try to do better about using some different verbiage there. All right, so, we'll go ahead and take out or errati some more baddies. Now, be careful right there. I actually made a big mistake, and I thought I totally blew it. As you might have noticed, there is a mouse droid with a Stormtrooper helmet running through there. Now, on my PS4 Go, this was like the last mission I did in my scouting, and sadly, I took out the old guy on the mouse droid. Now, because it was my PS4 Go, it doesn't really matter. It will sort of hurt me in the grand scheme of things of scouting ahead when I'm trying to get that challenge done, which is not too far ahead. We got like a couple free free roam planets. That's what I was trying to say. And we got a couple of spatial areas, too. So a couple of Kyber comets, of course, and likely a character token or 2 left. I think we have 3 space areas left, and then we've got 3, including this one, 3 planet areas left. All right, so we've officially made it to the Gonk droid mission completion spot. He's going to go ahead and hop into the socket there and pump it up. He's going to open the door, and it allows us to go inside and collect our Kyber Brick. But that was kind of an awful lot of work, or at least a lot of time for just a simple solo brick. And we got to pay for it? What? I'm sure there was some significance to that amount, but maybe not. Look at that. Gonk complete. We've got that trophy/achievement, depending on what platform you're playing on. And again, that is just for simply completing all of the Gonk droid missions scattered throughout. So we got those done. Now, next up, we're actually going to get a trophy/achievement for completing a race. In fact, it's right now. Look at that. It's a race. I hope I win. I didn't mean to do that. I sort of accidentally planned that. Back-to-back trophies, though. Well, for me, maybe an achievement for you. Or maybe nothing if you're playing on the Switch or PC. Oh, man, I wish they would fix that. I wish the Switch had some sort of accolades or, I mean, I don't want to call them trophies. I don't want to call them achievements. Treasures? Accomplishments? I don't know. That's kind of one of those ones where I'm sure there's another perfect word for it, but I don't know what it is. All right, we're going to step up to the plate here. We've got a Stormtrooper at hand, and what we got to do is just bounce around. That's right. Jump around, bounce up, and bounce down. Jump, jump, jump. Everybody jump. This one's actually really simple. You got lots and lots of time. You need to do it in under 55 seconds. I missed a couple of jumps, so basically you could definitely optimize this run. Like right there, I totally botched that jump. I think I get up there. So there's definitely some bad jumpings happening here, and I make up a little bit of ground in this section. But ultimately, you know, you should have plenty of time to get your bounce around, and I definitely recommend trying to use the bounces as your momentous stuff. So like you can see, I got an extra bounce there to get a little bit higher, or at least get the momentum moving forward to make that jump to the next spot. You know, you do you, though. You know, maybe if you fail a time or two, maybe take some of my advice. If you're making it there, look, I got 10 seconds, 8, 7, 6, 5. Oh, right. So I said 6.5 seconds left, and the fastest hunk of junk in the galaxy is now ours, too. So another trophy/achievement that is no longer on our radar. It's in our rear view. All right, next up, we got a Kyber Brick called Who Shot Fastest. We're going to use a grappler to go ahead and get up top there. Watch out for that mouse droid. Now, you know, that's been really difficult for me. As you guys know, I like to avoid getting things. So, like, getting through free play and the story without collecting any of the free roam collectibles was a little bit of a task. We succeeded. Now I'm running around trying not to do the challenges that aren't related to the areas, like that are galaxy-based challenges. But all right, there are 4 targets on top here. The best view is up on this tip, and we're going to go ahead and spin around and shoot them all down. And once we do, we're actually going to drop down below to where that cage is, about halfway down the building. And we're going to collect our Kyber Brick. Thank you very much. All right, guess what's next? It's another Kyber Brick! That's right, there's a lot of Kyber Bricks here. Not as many other items. I mean, we got a couple of ship tokens and a data card, but mostly, that's right, mostly Kyber Bricks. So we're going to head into this Rebel hideout over here, which requires us to solve a very simple puzzle. But it's a little bit, I mean, I guess it's not obvious unless you're really smart at solving Lego puzzles, which apparently I am. Turns out there is a door that is locked. As you can see, there is a power bar that goes up and around. So I'm going to get up on top of this roof here and see if we can maybe find the origin point of where that is. A couple of different ways to get up here. You can bounce up on the awning of the house there, or you can use the old, I don't know what that was. It was a tapestry floating across the walkway there. Once you get up there, though, you're going to actually want to remove some debris that's going to reveal a little hobbit hole here. We're going to slide on through with your favorite droid. You could split a protocol droid or simply just take BB-8 or BB-9 through. And then we're going to use the Force. So switch on over to a character that can manipulate some of these boxes. And then look at that. We're actually going to put one on 2 of the switches and one on a single switch. And then stand on the last switch, which allows us to go ahead and remove that laser beam wall and toggle to our second character and pull that switch. Once you pull that lever down, it's actually going to open the door down below and allow us access inside. So we're going to go ahead and do that now. And you might notice it's a Rebel hideout, and I rolled up in as Vader. Ha ha ha! Give me all your candy. No, I'm just kidding. Give me your Kyber Brick, though. I'm seriously taking your Kyber Brick. All right, I mentioned the candy. Halloween was like, I don't know, 10 days ago or something like that. So I still got the trick or treat on the brain, which I dressed up for Halloween. I don't know if you caught that or not. I dressed up as a famous hip hop artist. And I put it out there on the interwebs, and he saw it and gave me a 10 out of 10 rating. Anybody who knows me personally is absolutely sick and tired of hearing that story because it's been kind of a hot topic for a while, but still fun fact for you. Definitely check that out. There's pictures posted on Facebook, Twitter, and all sorts of stuff. So if you're watching this down the road, like let's say it's 2026, and you're like, wait a minute, what Halloween was it? It was actually Halloween of 2022, so scroll back. It's a lot of scrolling. All right, hey, we got another Force droid. Look at Drape it like it's hot. Oh, my goodness. We just simply lift up a droid, and once you get him into that Kyber Brick zone, toggle over and collect that brick. Next up, we're going to actually go raid another indoor vicinity here. This one is actually called Stomp, a Womp Rat. It actually requires us to use the Force and manipulate these two boxes. They're a little different than the standard boxes that we can pick up with the Force. And we need to slam them into these little sections that the Womp Rats are coming out of. I got a little bit of a funny angle there, so I'm get out of here, box. What we need to do is whip this one back into the original room and off to the hard right side. You can see there's a pluggable icon, a little purple circle. And for some reason, something goes wrong. I think the Womp Rat came through and destroyed it. I don't think that's supposed to happen, but it did. So I'm going to go ahead and grapple the third one. So this basically just leaves it so that only one point of entry for these guys. So not as many should be able to be out and attacking me at once. I'm going to take them all down. And then I got to switch back to a Force character and lift that box again because something random happened. May or may not happen to you, but I love it when these weird kind of these weird incidences happen because then you guys get to see me find a solution, and it often will save you guys from having like, well, how do I get through this? Or my game's broken, or you know what I mean? And my biggest trick, funny enough, my biggest tip that works most of the time, no matter what the problem is the old IT crowd comment. Have you tried turning it off and on again? Seriously, like it's amazing how much win you get out of just simply restarting your system. Not just reloading the game, but restarting the system. Something about the system and the cache or whatever, load memory, you got to reset the whole thing. So I've saved a lot of people by doing that. All right, hey, check this out. By completing that, we actually have unlocked a shooting gallery. This one's called Splat, a Womp Rat. Now, you're probably like, wait a minute, Brian, you usually do the shooting galleries early so you can easy edit for later. That's true, I do, but this one was extra complicated with some other things going on, and I just let it kind of hang out by the wayside. I'll find a way to edit it into the challenge video later, but ultimately what you need to do is get a protocol droid out before approaching and starting the, well, I guess I don't want to call it a race, but the timer. Once you have your protocol droid out, approach it, start it, and then just simply shoot these Womp Rats. Because once you get the protocol droid, you access the terminal, you get access to this pew-pew. And, you know, I do pretty well here. In fact, it seems like you get a little bit of a bonus for either hitting them early or maybe a headshot. Because you notice you get 100 per, but sometimes I'm getting that red 40 too. So I don't know if that's like a bonus because I got them like almost as they're popping out. Or again, there's a couple times where I feel like they get out, but I hit them in the head. Either way, you need 2,500. Look at that. I got 2,700, 2,800. And technically, I'm not getting that extra. Oh, the 40 is just damage. The 40 is just damage, Brian. What are you thinking? All right, I got that all sorted. Thank you. Thank you for the help. All right, we officially got Kyber Brick number 8 done did, and we've got another shooting gallery in our rear view as well. So that'll be one of the challenges we do as soon as we complete the last couple of free roams. And if you are curious as to which order we're going to do these on, we got Cloud City coming up next, and then we'll finish up with Maz's Castle, which we'll finish up Takodana. So we're like literally in the home stretch, and I'm pretty happy about it. Green Harvest. Anybody seen the Family Guy series with the 3 episodes where it's called Blue Harvest? Actually, I think Blue Harvest is just the name of one of the episodes, if I'm being honest. But regardless, that whole series is pretty awesome. It's been a while since I've watched it. I may have to fire it up and see what's up. All right, so IG88 basically wants us to go do some, sorting around. Kind of got to ask a couple questions, see if the locals can help us. We're trying to locate a particular person who I guess owes him some money or something. And it turns out he has fled his rebellious friends and has apparently started a restaurant. It's kind of a weird deal, but I got a little too close. I probably kicked off an alarm there. Not ideal for what we're trying to do here. We're trying to be stealthy and ask around. And to be completely honest with you, in my PS4 Go, I talked to one person, and then I swear I took a left, and that left took me to another person. It took me to a door. And that door actually was the final person I needed to talk to. So I don't know where I made the wrong turn on this particular go, but yeah. We're going to make it into the cantina, get a little piece of info. You might have noticed, too, in the cantina, there is a guy standing there that actually had a star. That's a claim icon indicating that we have completed another mission, but yet have not actually requested or got our rewards for it. I'm going to talk more about that in a minute. There's definitely another mission that has kind of been messed with prior to us landing here. But if you've been following along, you've actually done it already, and all the requirements should be good to go, just like ours is. All right, so I feel like we've got one more person that's going to tell us that we got to go talk to the door. No, we are at the door. We are at the door. We're going to run around, and we go tap on this door here, and it's like, nope. It was funny. You see that? It gave me the old bounty hunter gold shoot icon, but got me distracted. All right, we're going to go ahead and approach the door. He's like, yeah, Malakili's in here. He's, look at that. IG's like, what? You found him? And then he laughs. He's like, he has fled and attempted to start a restaurant. And then he blasts the door open, and then we proceed to follow him inside. Well, I guess I figured I'd show you where it was just because I stumbled across this so much earlier. I didn't have to talk to 75 people and run all over the place. But the good news is we got our steps in for the day, so our watch won't yell at us later when it says, you haven't got your steps in. We definitely got them in. And the good news here, too, is that Malakili actually, I think we get his character token. No, we get IG-88's character token. It's right in front of me, Brian. And then it actually opens up another mission, which is, I believe, it's a double whammy. We get a character token for him as well as a Kyber Brick. There it is. All right, so again, I talk about order every so often, and I'm trying not to beat it down and annoy you guys with this information, but essentially the game does have sort of a unlock path. Now, it's not like you have to do it in this order or else, but there's a lot less travel back and forth and zigging and zagging if you have the order down. Now, Tyler P., myself, a little bit of Kirsten, and some others too have helped out along the way to kind of find this perfect route. And it's been a lot of trial and error, you guys, but luckily with the help of them and a lot of perseverance, we've actually made it through. And we've only had one crossover. I mean, we've had to dip into an area and get a code or something like that, or maybe missions that leave a planet that return to the same planet, but we haven't had to go and do a task that's not related to the area that we're actually trying to take on until today. So, kind of crazy. But all right, this one actually requires us to go round up some items. We have to go to a couple different locations. First one is going to be Naboo Theed. We've been here before. We're actually just going to follow the old waypoint marker all the way over to a vendor. And that vendor is going to charge us an astronomical amount of monies to get a couple of the pieces we need. Then we're going to go ahead and round up the rest, I believe, over on, Lake Pyonga? Hopefully I'm saying that right. I've tried to get better about my pronunciations, but some of them are a little bit tricky. And, like I've mentioned before, too, in the Star Wars universe, not all things are stated the same. Han is sometimes Han. And that's not me. That's the movies. The Falcon is sometimes the Falcon. That's not me. That's the movie. So there's definitely a little bit of, fluctuation or availability in some of those, but... All right, make sure once you purchase these that you pick them up. It looks like carrots. They're called chicka roots, though, or something. And we go ahead and buy the first 5, and then we are actually out of here. You guys remember this puzzle? That was a pain in the tuchus. Next up, though, we're going to head on over to, Lake Pyonga. And once we arrive here, there's actually a bunch of them scattered around You don't even have to go into the underground. You don't have to go through the cave next door. You don't even have to mess with the bad guys that are posted up on our left side up there. There's kind of a walkway. There are 5 of them scattered throughout. And the first one is actually going to be right in the old walkway, or I guess it's the cave, we'll call it, the mouth opening. The next one is just around the corner from it, right along the water side there. And, I feel like a couple of these don't spawn right away, although I did just run by one, so maybe it's not. My eyes just didn't see it. I ran right by one. Did you guys see that one back there? I thought maybe I had to get these in a certain order. You get this one and another one popped up, but that's not the case. So we've officially got 4, and I ran by the 5th one. It's right in this middle island here on depending on what side you're on. It could be either side, but it's on the back side. Huh. All right, so all 5 of those collected, and now we've got 10 of 10. So now we just got to go get whatever those other things are called. They're veggies, though. You got to eat your veggies. All right, Cheerio. I don't know what it's called. This is one of those ones that I struggle with big time. However, this is also kind of relevant that we're here right now because we actually had to activate. So remember that guy that was in the cantina? I said he had a quest that was ready to collect. We actually had to speak to him to unlock or activate a quest which unlocked another mission here. So basically, by starting that no arm and asking mission at the cantina, it unlocked a mission on Kashyyyk as well as a mission on Hoth. I know that's kind of confusing, and all you had to do was complete those missions on those respected planets. So in our case, we actually got all the way to the end of this area, Kashyyyk, and then we had to bail over to Mos Eisley, activate that mission, and then come back. And once we did that, it actually unlocked a character quest, which we completed. Now, once we completed that, that actually got half of the requirement done. And then down the road, it actually opened up a mission for Hoth on Echo Base. And we actually got that one done too, called Party People. So you couldn't complete those 2 areas without activating that mission. And I know I've gone on and on and on and on and on about it, but we'll talk about it some more in a minute. But ultimately, that's kind of a thing. So the order is important, is the moral of this story. And we're actually going to get paid double whammy here. We're actually going to get Malakili as well as a Kyber Brick. Now, in this room, there is a bunch of people with Kyber Bricks above their heads. It's another one of those server quests. We actually have to provide each one of these patrons with their requested items. And first one is going to be some fuzzy bubbly, whatever it is. We'll go ahead and slap that down. And next is a piece of cake. I mean it, like literally, it's a piece of cake. Go ahead and grab that, slap a slice down. And last but not least, we need a sandwich. So we'll go ahead and put that BLT down. Everyone gets super excited, and this guy has some, I don't know what's going on there, some telepathy? I don't know where that was or why he's paying us, because I don't think he was the actual mission giver. Maybe I'm wrong. Regardless, the Crystal Moon has been completed, and working for tips is now done dip. Now, I didn't show you on the map right away where that was, so if you actually came here from the quick link, I would go back to the mission before that, and that will get you where you needs to be. Speaking of getting where we needs to be, look at this next one. Ain't no thing but a Nuna wang. I feel like when I read this the first time, I didn't read it that way. Like, ain't no thing but a Nuna wang, right? I read it like, ain't nothing but a Nuna wang, baby. 2 Kyber Bricks, baby, we crazy. Right? Anybody know that? That's an old classic right there. This one's actually really simple. It's kind of deceiving as there is like a giant crashed, I don't know what it is. It's like a thruster or something sitting there. And it's kind of hiding or covering up this little rope. We'll follow that rope all the way down, and it turns out there's a pressure-sensitive switch. We'll stand on that. It opens up the cage, and the brick is now ours. All right, next up, Bantha Banter. This is actually going to require us to use the Force on one of those Banthas. You know what a Bantha is, right? It's like a giant, I don't know how to explain it. We'll see it here in a hot second. And we're actually run by a Wookiee. What's up, Wookiee? All right, here we go. It's like I don't know, like a giant goat, horned. What is the closest animal that we have to a Bantha? Drop a comment down below of what you would call it. Anyways, we roll it out of the way. It actually reveals a entrance to a house. We're going to step inside, and there is a person there. Not doing a good job of guarding this brick, so we're going to swoop it up real quick. I tried to force push that box, and I ended up having a conversation. That was not my plan. I've been a little bit more careful with the force pushing out in the real world here because there are those items rolling around, those mouse droids, for example. Plus, we got these Gonk droids. If you look, there's 8 super counters over in this corner. And I know sometimes I do, sometimes I don't put quick links. These are all right here in the corner. They're all on the map. They're super easy to find. So I did not give quick links for each one. The last one I think we did because they were scattered a little bit around town. But this one, they're all stacked up on top of each other. So, All right, we got 2 done did. As you can see, we just basically need to take out all these broken down gonks. Now, you would think that this has something to do with a gonk mission, right? Because it's gonk related. But if you read the trophy achievement that was called gonk, it was actually for completing the gonk escort missions. This is definitely not escorting. I mean, we're escorting them to their to their final resting place, buried in a junkyard somewhere in Paces. But, all right, so we got 5 of them, and then we got 6 right in front of us, and then 7 is up high left. You can almost see it right now. There it is. And then the final one, 8, is actually just right behind this little domicile, the house. We'll go ahead and swoop around back and collect it. Once we do get all 8, it actually rings off a Kyber Brick called EG6 equals EZ Bricks. I like how that comes out. It's kind of fun to come off the tongue. All right, next up, well, we're getting into data card territory, but it's not time yet. We got another actual Kyber Brick. This one's called Dowager Downer. You might have seen this earlier. There's a giant ship. It's like you can see it right there. It's upside down. Looks like it's crashed. When we go by it, there's a guy, and it says like hotel stayer or something, and it's all da 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 da. You've probably ran by him a few times. Yeah, hotel guest. So what we need to do here is actually destroy some items down low, and it's going to reveal an astromech panel. And then we can go ahead and solve that from the inside out. And that's going to go ahead and sort of trigger some weird flaps on this crashed ship. The flaps are going to give us some access points to get up top. Once we get a little higher, there's actually a grapple plug that needs to be popped out. Now, I botched this jump pretty bad here. The brown flaps actually move. The silver flaps are stationary. And somehow I managed to miss the easiest one. Whip, 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 whip. Anyways, get back up on the top here. There is a little lip you can stand on, but we're going to pop the plug from down here, jump up onto that lip now. And it's a little bit of a funny angle, but if you turn just right, you can melt that gold. And Buddy says, wait, hot, 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 hot. And he falls down. Kyber Brick slams him right in the tuchus. And we jump down to collect it. And, of course, we tell him, thank you very much. I don't know if you guys could hear that or not, but Drexler just came up and did his infamous, like, hey, you guys, yawn. I can't do it. It's like a super high pitch, like, that's a bad example. If you go back, you might have been able to hear it, but maybe not. Regardless, I locked his butt out so I could go ahead and finish this and not be interrupted. Ooh, next up, long shot. This is another one of those cables you got to follow. You might notice the door is locked. Follow the cable all the way back to a switch, which you can then stand on. Once you stand on it, it actually opens up a target, which can be shot from a distance, hence the name long shot. Blast the target, collect the brick. Pretty simple stuffs. Woo to the who. All right, next up, another Kyber Brick. That's right. This one's called the lighting on the wall. I want to apologize for this one because this functioned differently both times I played it. So what happens here is up top, there's a cage, right? Okay. I'm going to explain this all to you. I'm going to show you how I did it, and then I'm going to show you how it fails. I actually solved this by actually making the puzzle read 4, 4, 3. Okay, I did this after lots of trial and error. It took me like 20, 25 minutes. I'm not even kidding. On my scouting run, it took me 25 minutes. And when I finally got 4, 4, 3 punched in, it worked, and it rewarded me. Okay, notice it's not working. So I ran around again for like 10, 15 minutes. Luckily for you, I edited most of that out. I did show a little bit of my struggle here, me sort of kind of cycling through, trying to figure it out. Big edit, jumped right there. In the end, I ran around and tried to match the numbers or the because there's like writing on the wall, right? That's what the lighting on the wall. If you look, there's like red and blue dots on the side of the building. They didn't match up for me, no matter how I did it. But then look, and in the end, 442 works. Let's be honest. I had to get 442 to get to 443. So why didn't it work the first time? I'm not 100% sure on how to solve this puzzle, you guys. I'm not. I would definitely start with trying to solve it 442 you know, move around, check the sides. And if you guys got some insight, please drop a comment down below so that at least others can see and benefit from your wisdom. All right, data card. We're actually going to switch to a character with the Force, and then we're going to use another character as a droid, and we're just going to go ahead and lift him right up. It's pretty easy peasy. We've done this a bunch by now. Get it up in that data card region, toggle to that character floating up there, and booyah-ka-chow. Boy, my computer is literally cleared for takeoff right now, you guys. I don't know what's happening. I don't know if you can hear it or not, but it's decided to kick into overdrive. Speaking of overdrive, we're actually going to hop into a twin ion engine fighter. Actually, we're going to collect a TIE fighter here. We've got a guy standing out in front of a garage. It turns out his garage or speeder has been stolen, and we need to help him. So we're going to switch to an astromech droid, solve this astromech puzzle real quick. It's going to go ahead and open the door. Inside, there are 3 guys that need to be dealt with, so we're going to go ahead and quickly errati the baddie. Now, fun fact for you. I actually blasted these guys with the Force push. I do believe one of the guys glitches into the wall right here. I'm not exactly sure what happens. As a result, I am not able to complete this. As you can see, there are only 2 guys in here. Where is the third? I'm not sure where he is. If he started in there, wasn't. As you can see, Buddy is saying the same thing over and over again. He needs the guys to be dealt with. There's no guys to be dealt with. So I had to use my fancy trick where I actually bounce out of the planet and head up into space and then re-land and then run back here. As it turns out, I'm going to have to redo this mission completely because for whatever reason, it does not save my progress. But that's good, though, too, because it's not stuck here. Could you imagine if this mission was broken? We had this happen a couple of planets ago, too, where something just didn't load right, and I luckily was able to save it by leaving and taking off into space and then re-landing on the planet, which is basically all I'm doing right now. I do actually remove the travel time to get from the ship to here again. So just know that I did have to run all the way over here. But that's okay, not a big deal. It's totally worth it if you're able to complete the mission. And as it turns out, there are 3 guys in here this time, and I am able to do just that. Take out the 3 baddies, hop in the old speeder, pull it up a couple of feet, he gets happy, and you can jump out and collect your ship token, which again happens to be a TIE fighter. If you didn't know what TIE stood for, it's Twin Ion Engine. Pretty cool, huh? It's not because they're tied together or anything weird like that. But, all right, we got that TIE Fighter token, which I feel like we've gotten a bunch of TIE Fighter. We've got, like, the First Order edition. We got, like, all these different ones. I look forward to having that live stream where we purchase all of the characters and vehicles that I have not yet done, so we can actually see them all, take them for a quick spin, and do all that. That's coming up soon, too. That'll be, like, literally the last video we do, barring that there's no extra DLC at a later date. Now, I don't really have any plans to capture the character packs and the DLC, especially since by the time we get to where we'd want to do that, we're going to be basically done with the game, and there's not going to be much for us to do, if anything, for that matter. So, that'll likely be one of the last ones. All right, hey, we got Kyber Brick inside here. This one's called the Imperial Checkout. Now, if you notice, I come in here, the alarm still goes off, even though I am Vader, and my secondary character is BB9, who is also a villain character and should not be triggering any alarms. Regardless of who you are, just be aware that there is an alarm button that you want to turn off on the far right side. I have turned it off. I have slid into the astromech panel and solved it, and look at that, it opens up the cage. Thank you very much. I'll take that brick and be on my way. All right, next up, we've got, I believe it's the next ship token. It is, look at that, all right. I was looking at the timeline, and it popped up right in front of me. All right, so this one here, Falcon Escape Pod. Keep in mind, this is not something you can do unless you have been to Bespin, Cloud City, and took on that mission called Cloud City Crasher, which we did at the very beginning of this video. Now, if you have done it, there should be a gold ship crashed onto this rooftop, and all you got to do is the same thing you had to do over in Cloud City, is just give it a couple of shots, the pew-pews, if you will, and collect it. Look at that. Woo to the who. All right, so officially both ships are collected, and we're done did. Now all we have left is a couple of characters and a bunch of Kyber Bricks. Look at all those Kyber Bricks left. All right, next up, this one's called Eye of the Crystal Moon. Now, if you remember, there was a restaurant we were messing with called the Crystal Moon. I do believe that's down below us. Up top here, there is this little alcove. We can sneak up into there and swoop it up. Woot. Boy, my computer's going at it again. I don't know what's going on with this thing. It is angry today. Maybe it's time for a cleaning. I just did one not too long ago, though. It's crazy. Anyways, Premiere is just being super heavy on the old memory, I guess, today. All right, moving right along, we got another one called Flail with Honor. This one actually requires us to use a character with the push force. And you can see right looking through this window, we can destroy that box blocking a pull switch. And with the force, you can actually use it to flip the switch down, which removes these bars and allows us entry. Look at that. Booyakashow, we got ourselves a Kyber Brick. Flail with Honor. I think I'll just collect with Honor. How about that? All right. Next up, Trade Tower Trial. It is a trial because there is a timer. Not too difficult. I wouldn't sweat the time too much. As you'll see, I get to the top and I have lots left. But I also don't mess it up. Now, waypoint marker takes us to a bouncer, which leads us to some twirlies, which then we grapple up and across a little plank here. And look at that. There's a lever we're going to pull down, the old switch. That is going to activate the tower. Now, there are some hippa to the hoppas. There's some bouncers. There's some sort of ledges that come in and out. There you go. There's some movers. So we got to, basically time it just right. And just be aware of those ones that kind of go in and out. The rest of this is pretty easy. Now, I did get it on my first try on both my scouting run and my official recording run. And I even made a mistake right there. And so, I mean, there's plenty of time. Plenty of time. Don't feel too stressed. And don't try to, make too big of jumps either. Don't rush yourself. Take your time, I guess is what I'm getting at. Once you get all the way to the tippy, to the toppy, you got to do a little bit of shimmying. That's right. Why no shimmy, Jimmy? We're doing plenty of shimmy. But look at that. We've still got, 15, 20 seconds? I think we need 55? Just under 20. So there's plenty of time is what I'm getting at. Now we're at the top of the world, Ma, and we're looking down on all sorts of things. We're actually going to use our scavenger and a glider to glide across to this grapple point over here. Now, if you don't make it, or maybe you already got this brick and you've used the quick link to get to grappling to glory, all you have to do is just be on this rooftop down below me and then grapple up. You don't need to float across with the glider like that. It's pretty easy. You can, in fact, I'll show you right here. I'm going to jump up on this building behind me. After I shed my skin there. What was that all about? But I get up top here on that little node, and it actually allows me to grapple up. I don't know why I made it such an effort to show you guys this. I just wanted it to be known that you didn't need to make it to the top of the tower to glide down. All right, next up, we've got one called Dome Alone. Little Macaulay Culkin reference here, which it is that time of year as of this recording, and Home Alone is one of the staple movies that me and my family watch every year. Christmas Vacation's one of them. We watch The Christmas Story. This year, there is a new Christmas Story. There's a sequel that's out. We'll be checking that out here in a couple days as well. Then we have various ones that we switch in and out. Sometimes we watch Gremlins. Sometimes we watch, there's different ones. But Home Alone is definitely a staple. So Dome Alone was pretty appropriate. Next up, we got Hangar Bay Fray. This is another one of those situations where we got lots of bad guys patrolling, and if you roll in with a hero or a rebel, you're going to find yourself being attacked, and it adds a lot of extra stuff. So we switched to Vader and snuck in here and just carved out a hole and grabbed this brick, and look, we got no resistance at all. We are out of here. We'll go ahead and target the next brick, which is right around the corner here. In fact, actually, it's straight across. We're looking right at it right now. We're going to need a scavenger. And the old breaker blaster. We haven't used this one in a minute. Now, I feel like the force push should also bust that open. I feel like this is really the same type of thing, right? Regardless, pull out the breaker blaster and get that patch job Kyber Brick. All right, that was 24. We're moving right along. People's moving right along. All right, we've got, we've got a key. We got to get this password, and luckily, it's just right across the way right here. In fact, it's tucked into this little corner, and we need to get the password to go ahead and access the door around the corner. And they're both on the map, so it should be easy to find. Look at that. It's the house front door is the code we were looking for. We're going to loop around here, and eventually we get to another terminal and a couple of guys standing there. And we're just going to go ahead and punch in the old passcode. And inside, we're going to find a brick called the Left Behind. Beep, boop, bop, boop, beep, boop, boop. All right, scroll all the way down. I went to the very bottom and then toggled up a couple because it seemed to be better. Depending on how much of this game you've played, like if this is your first free roam area that you've done, you probably don't have many or any passwords. Look at that inside. It's protected. It's called Left Behind, but look at that. We've got just what we need to crack that safe. All right, it's now Left Be Mine. No? Boo? All right, we do have a rumor giver on the wall here, little holograms. We'll step up to that. The bounty board, if you will. Looks like it has unlocked a rumor. I believe the Crystal Moon we already did. I don't think we have that left. Next up, we got Junkshop Jolt, though. This actually requires us to find a fuse and put it into the socket. That's right, we need an old fuse, eh? And luckily, there is one right around the corner. So we actually took the long way around to the door there. And we're going to look to the left. And it's literally like 20 steps to our left, hiding behind Buddy sitting here. And we'll go ahead and grab it and slap it into place. Once we lock it in, it should open the door. And look at that, it's right on the floor. We didn't even have to melt any gold or nothing. All right, Junkshop Jolt done did. So one thing you guys don't know is that in my PS4 Scout, I actually hit that 10 billion mark. And I was sure I was going to hit it in this video too, which would have actually added another trophy/achievement to our main list on the intro screen there, which, as you could tell, it was already jam-packed, so I'm glad it didn't work out. But I was trying to get them 10 billion studs up there. But hey, Tawatapa, right outside where we just was, there's a couple of grapple points. Grapple up to the tip and grab that Kyber Brick. We're going to go ahead and use our jetpack to float across to this other rooftop here. And you might notice there is a pressure-sensitive switch with a rope or a cord that goes in or up to a door. And inside, we're actually going to see another one of those switches. And luckily for us, we can use the force to manipulate this box, slap it right on top, go ahead and jump on the other one up top, and it opens the doors eventually. Go ahead and run to the front, drop in there, collect the brick, and on to the next. We're about ready to have a couple of, looks like 4 back-to-back character tokens. We got one more Kyber Brick before we do that, though. And fun fact, too, we actually complete a challenge at the very end of this. So one of the challenges is related to this area, but you had to complete other stuff in this area, which is why I didn't do it before. So I will probably add a video for specifically that challenge right after this, and then also do a space video right after this. All right, over in the corner, there is one trooper's trash is another trooper's treasure, or something like that, right? And look at that. We'll go ahead and pick our favorite villain and toss a thermal detonator to go ahead and reveal that Kyber Brick. Now, just to the right of that Kyber Brick is going to be a series of troopers. This one is called Klounkee Most Foul. I'm not sure what that is. If you know, please drop me a comment down below, as I am totally lost. This is a fun mission, though, as it is sort of trying to figure out who shot first, Han or Greedo. And they've tasked us with running around and talking to the witnesses to see what they say. So first off, we're going to run into the cantina, and right on the left side, we're going to talk to the first person there. The opportunist witness wants 10,500 studs. Woo to the hoo-hoo. Do you see that? All right, next up, we're going to talk to the bartender. I am going to let you guys go ahead and decide whether you want to listen to these tips or not. I didn't want to spoil anything for anybody, but I also didn't want this to go on forever and ever and ever, because some of these dialogues do go on. So we've got 3 of them already. We got 2 inside, 1 right out front. Across the way, there is a series of boxes. We're going to hop on those boxes, maybe, and then make a wall cheese jump here up onto this little pillar and up onto the roof to talk to Buddy. There are a couple of ways to get up there. You could always use the force to lift a droid up there as well if you're really struggling. And we'll go ahead and speak and then drop down, and we're actually going to go ahead and approach this door. Once we do, it actually says, you cannot talk to me. I need to have somebody specific. Basically, they don't want to talk to us. We got to go find their hot date and use a little bit of influence to go ahead and pull them up to the door. Once we do it, they're like, oh, sweet, it's you. And they open the door, and now's our chance. We can go ahead and slip inside. Maybe. Door block much? All right, inside, we've got a guy. We'll go ahead and talk to old Three Eyes here. And he tells us we got one more tip we need. One more piece of info. And I have to be honest, this one's a little bit of a doozy. I went the wrong way. I should have gone out the other way. There's nothing this way. Definitely want to stay within the old yellow circle, the hot zone, if you will, on your compass. And like I said, I went the wrong way at first. There's the person we need. We'll go ahead and approach. Get the last piece of info, but not quite. He actually throws the old ninja smoke and dips out. Now, I highly recommend chasing these guys with a blaster. There is a cooldown point after each point of contact. So each time you do damage, there's like a 5-second cooldown before you can hurt them again. Now, with a saber, it doesn't do that much damage. It does like 20, 25 damage, and then you gotta wait, and then 25 damage, gotta wait. With the blaster, you can see we got like 40s and 45s and stuff, so it worked out nicely. Boy, this area was super buggy for me, you guys. You see that? Those troopers almost didn't load in. Eventually they did. We step up and we have a nice conversation with them. It turns out, in the end, they decide that Greedo shot first, I do believe. But you'll have to see for yourself. They do kick down with the Greedo character token, so that's pretty nice. And, I haven't checked my overall total lately, but we have to be getting pretty close. I mean, within like 15 or 20 characters of having them all. Got to have them all. Got to have them all. All right, next up is the no arm in asking. I've covered this pretty extensively in this video already, but we'll go ahead and talk about it one more time. While we were on Kachiro, there was a requirement that we had to activate this mission. So we actually flew here from Kachiro, came to the cantina, literally walked up to Dr. Evazan, and activated this mission. By doing so, it activated 2 other missions. One over on Kashyyyk called Armed and Ready, and one on Hoth Echo Base called Party People. Now, because we've completed both of those areas, both of the tasks are completed, thus completing the no arm and asking mission. All we have to do now is simply go and talk to him. If you have jumped ahead and have not completed Hoth Echo Base and Kashyyyk Kachiro, I would definitely recommend going back and starting with Kachiro first, then doing Hoth, as that would be the order we did it in. Once you turn it in, though, it actually not only gives us a character token for Dr. Evazan, but it also gives us a Kyber Brick. It's important to note that because there are 33, and I got to the end and didn't count that brick and was like, where the crap is that other brick? But I found it, so... anyways, it also unlocks another character quest here. This one's actually called Baba Bar Brawl. And for doing it, we're actually going to get Ponda Baba, the token himself. Now, this is a little bit sketch because there is a task coming up that this kind of could conflict with. On my PS4 Go, it very much did. On my PS5, it did not. So it might depend on the platform. It might have something to do with save files and stuff too. But the goal here is to take down 20 barroom brawlers. Ballroom brawlers. That's right, you got to take them all out. I recommend using a bounty hunter as they have the triple pew pew pew. And it just goes down pretty good. I feel like thermal detonators work pretty well in here too, as it can take out a cluster of baddies. Again, if you're finding that you feel like you have everybody knocked down and it's still not progressing, there is a number counter on the left side to tell you how many you have left. And of course, you can always use the compass and look for those red dots in the bottom left corner as well. Once all 20 are taken down, you can go ahead and approach all Ponda. And Ponda will give us his likeness. That's right. No more copyright for you, buddy. All right, so by completing No Arm and Asking, it also unlocked another quest called End of the Road for Modal Node. Now, these are the singers, the old... Those guys are lacking their instruments, and we're going to go ahead and help them out real quick. So we're going to target this one. It's in the very back corner. Again, if you're not seeing this, it's likely due to the fact that you have not completed some of the stuff we've already done in this video and maybe in previous videos. There's definitely an unlock path, and not everything was accounted for in our documentation as far as like mentioning things, but definitely follow our order because it is the good order. All right, so we got to go fly up into space. It's not very specific on what it says we need to do, but it kind of is. It just basically up to Tatooine space. We're going to fly up there right now. Once we get up there, there is a person, like a point of contact we need to talk to real quick. You can see floating around right in front of us there. We'll go ahead and fly up there. And basically it says we've got some weird loudies that just flew by me a minute ago. They may or may not have some instruments. And then it gives us a couple of points of interest. Again, little exclamation points, if you will. And we got to go check those out. Now, in my PS4 Go, I had one location with all 4 of the instruments. So I went to one, like circle right now, right? So I'm here, took out 4 guys, and I got 4 items. That didn't happen for me on my PS5 Go. So there may be some differences between the platforms or the save files, or I'm not exactly sure what would create any kind of a difference. But in PS5 Go, I literally had to take out all 4 of these areas. Now you can see too, there's a Kyber comet floating in the back. I have not completed this space area because we hadn't completed the planetary areas, which we're working on right now. We actually have one Kyber brick after this. We got to go in the back and shoot down a cobweb. And then we have a challenge that we need to do that has not been available to us until, I believe, we completed No Arm and Asking and this particular mission right here, End of the Road for Modal Nodes. Now, again, the specifics of the unlock, I may not have precisely correct. So if it is a little different, don't like get upset or mad at me. Like just know that we knew you had to do a bunch of stuff first and we got it done did. All right, go ahead and talk to friggin' Dan. I guess that's his name. Figurin' Dan? Friggin' Dan, we'll call him. Friggin' Dan. All right. All right, so now we're going to go around the ba into the back left corner. And in that corner, we're actually going to find ourselves a cobweb with a spada in it. We're going to go ahead and take that web down. It's going to drop. Well, the web's going to drop. The Kyber Brick's going to hang out up there. We're going to have to jump up and get it. Easy peasy, though. Woo to the who. Cantina Cobweb Cleaner. That's us. And last but not least, so we're going to go ahead and real quick, because I can't pull up the full totals in here, like it says 80%. I got one last task I need to do in here. You can see I got 2 of 4, 3 of 3. We're going to go outside the cantina and just ensure that we have everything else. So looks like we're missing 2 Kyber bricks, but we've got everything else. Now, as I mentioned earlier, there is a challenge in the cantina, and I do believe we pull it up on the old map here. Oh, you know what? Yes, okay, good. I was going to say, if I don't pull this up, I'm going to be really disappointed in myself. But Dance in the Cantina is now available. Now, sadly, because we've done all the requirements, if I can say that right, it doesn't show us what they are, so I wasn't able to confirm those. But once I target it, all I have to do here is simply make 5 people dance in the Cantina. So you're going to need a character with the Force. And earlier we had some ballroom brawling going on. If you accidentally choose the wrong character, and instead of choosing Distract, you choose Panic, it's actually going to make the characters shoot and fight. And that can be very problematic. So if that happens, I would bounce out, maybe even fly into space and return and come back to the cantina, because it's so much easier without it. Now, if you saw, we actually got the challenge done did. We got all the Kyber bricks for the area. We got the Dance in the Cantina challenge done did. And we also completed the area of the galaxy, which gave us the, what is it, the Arcanus sector trophy achievement? But booyah, ka-show, 33, 2, 1, and 7. Let's go. All right, guys, that's going to wrap it up for Tatooine Mos Eisley Free Roam. We only have a couple of planetary areas left. And, of course, we got some space and some other things. Lots of videos, more stuff coming soon. As for me, though, that's going to do it for now. As always, until next time. See ya.